I have an idea.
Oh, we're live, by the way. I want to get the guitar solo live.
Okay.
Welcome to episode 7 of the Rust Belt Boys podcast. This Everyone keeps quitting on us. It's so stupid. We try to get all these people to come on and like interview them or debate them, and everyone keeps quitting on us. The socialist we're gonna have come on, we're gonna interview him because he said he wanted to prove all the conservative viewpoints on socialism. He said socialism is a misunderstood ideology, and he said he wanted to come on here and just have an interview and maybe even a little debate with us. And I sent him the link to the stream, and he said earlier today he was coming, and he is not here, obviously, because it's an hour late. So,
well, all right, chat. So
here we are.
My idea essentially was for you guys to name songs, and I'll learn whatever song you guys suggest to me right here, right now. So, any suggestions? All right, so wait, I can't check chat right now.
We had just a few people acknowledging, like they're saying, "Oh, that sucks that we can't that we didn't have the guy." And we have Appalachian Enthusiast said, "My father-in-law just dropped a bucket attachment for a bobcat on my pinky toe." That kind of sucks. I hope your toe's okay.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Bernie Moreno? He's okay. I prefer Vance or Gibbons. I mean, he's all right, but he's definitely not any of my first choices, and he's not polling very well, so I highly doubt he's going to be the nominee.
Yeah, I much prefer him over Matt Dolan though. Matt Dolan's
yeah, definitely.
Quite bad.
Yeah. Doingus wants you to learn Whitewash by Buckethead.
Oh God, Buckethead. I'm not that good. Buckethead, for reference, is a guy who runs around.
Your mic cut out. Hello?
All right.
You there? Your mic cut out.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
All right. I'll try it. I'll try it, but no promises. Okay. This is in. Hold on. This is in drop. No, this is in D standard. All right. All right, let me hear what it sounds like first. Oh, it cuts out when I. Oh, okay. No, that's not.
Hey. Yo. That's
Yeah.
not very nice, Trevor. It's kind of a dick thing to say.
I'm trying to learn a song that I've never heard before, just to clarify. I don't listen to Buckethead, but he's far better than I probably ever will be, so. But name an Iron Maiden song, I could probably learn it. changes. Ooh. No. I have no idea what I'm doing. All right, what else is chat saying?
Let's see. Doingus says, learn the coma machine by Between the Buried and Me. Do you know that?
I don't, but I can. Let me look it up. I have.
All right. We also have Ron Sahoda saying, what do you think of the future of the Democratic and Republican Party?
Well, to be honest, in my opinion, we're overdue for like a new party to show up. Like how the Whigs had, like the Whigs were overtaken by the Republicans, and before that is the Federalists. And I generally speaking, I think we're overdue for something like that to happen. So I think that either Democrats or Republicans, or maybe both, are going to get replaced by a similar party. For the Democrats, maybe a progressive or liberal party, and for Republicans, maybe a conservative party or something like that, or nationalist party. I don't know, but generally speaking, I think that's bound to happen.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I kind of agree that we might be due for a new political party, but I think at this point in the modern world, it's too hard to beat the establishment. The swamp is so deep that it'd be very hard for a new party to come up. I think the parties are definitely going to shift a lot. I think that we're going to see the Democrats go a lot more left on social issues, and the Republicans go a lot more like right on other issues. So I think we're going to see like what's the word? A realignment of the parties, but I don't think we're going to see any new parties. That's what I have to say about the future of the Republicans and Democrats. Blood and Thunder by Mastodon.
Yo, I love that song.
All right, can we hear it?
Let me pull it up. I'm gonna have to tune again though, because I think it's in standard. A lot of old school metal songs are in standard tuning, which is weird because you'd expect it to be heavier. But yeah, I'll get some drop. I don't know. It's D standard. All right. I'm gonna mute myself real quick.
All right. So he's gonna mute himself. He's gonna try to learn some songs. Are you gonna talk politics? I mean, maybe. I mean, possibly. We'll see. We kind of are already. It's just gonna be a fun stream. We're just gonna answer questions from chat. So if you want us to talk politics, then I don't know, give us some topics. Trooper by Iron Maiden is based. Totally agree. Why do you choose to be wrong? Wrong about what? We're always right. Let me on the show if we're talking about the future. That was just a one-time question. If we actually go on a rant about the future, don't guess you can come on. We can have more people on if we start talking about something. But until then, We're just gonna take a question from chat. Do you think Nevada will become a safe red state in the future? Probably not a safe red state because the suburbs of Reno are growing. But
Yeah.
if trends continue, I think it'll definitely become more of a Republican-leaning state.
Thoughts on trying to primary? It's pointless.
Yeah, I don't mind Chris Sununu, honestly. I mean, he's a bit of a rhino in my opinion, but he's honestly not too bad for New Hampshire.
It's cool. I always wanted to learn that riff. Yeah, trying to primary Sununu is useless. He's not a bad governor in a state like New Hampshire. I mean, personally, I mean, if it were like Missouri or something, I'd say yeah, primary him. But it's not it's not Missouri. It's New Hampshire, and New Hampshire's a libertarian state. So, running a Josh Hawley type in New Hampshire is a recipe for a loss. So, it's kind of pointless. It's redundant.
Yeah, I tend to agree, and honestly, I don't mind Chris Sununu, especially compared. And he's actually, people call him a libertarian, but he's really not that. He's actually pretty conservative for the rest of the northeastern governors, so I don't really mind him all that much.
Youngkin's still better.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Talk about redistricting.
Disaster. I mean,
What was that?
I said it's a disaster. I mean, Republicans are going so soft in Texas, and in states they do go hard in, like Ohio and Alabama, they get struck down by the courts. But then states like New York and Illinois and Maryland just get to pass their extreme gerrymanders all they want with no.
Yeah, liberal privilege.
All right, so in terms of redistricting, I like DeSantis's map in Florida. I like what he's trying to do, and at this point, I think that like he's gonna go all out against Hochul. He's gonna be the Republican to push it over the edge for us, like in terms of redistricting. He's gonna go all out to counter New York because New York and Florida are both the powerhouses in terms of redistricting for Democrats and Republicans. And DeSantis isn't a weak guy. He's not just gonna give in to something like that. I mean, you saw the map he released.
Oh yeah,
that was far more intense than anything the state legislature did.
Yeah, I really like DeSantis's map, and it's good to see that we do have some governors who are actually fighting back because the Democrats are going to put all the. I mean, look at all the maps the Democrats have. I mean, let's see, they have Illinois, Maryland, New York proposed. Pretty much there's a lot of maps that completely favor the Democrats, and we put one out like in Ohio, and it's gets shot down by the courts because it's gerrymandering and we're racist. But then if you look at the stuff that the Democrats do, it's honestly way worse. I mean, have you seen the district AOC is going to be in? It's like a snake cutting through Manhattan and Queens and Brooklyn. It's disgusting, but that's just how it goes. Is this the socialist guy? No, this is the co-host who's the socialist guy ditched us. I sent him we were talking this morning. He said he'd be on. I sent him the link at 4:30 or before 4:30 actually, maybe 4:25, so we can get him on a little bit before the actual thing. And he left me on red. He saw it and he has not replied and he didn't join. So if he comes on, we'll still do the show. But until then, this is just gonna be just gonna be a fun random podcast we're gonna do because yeah, what we're supposed to happen didn't happen. That's all right. We like this high quality music.
Yeah. Buckeye, I don't know about you, but my school got canceled tomorrow again. So
I have not heard yet if we're going to get canceled or not. I'm pretty confident we're not going to have school tomorrow because we're going to get a few more inches and it's still coming down pretty hard, at least where I'm at. And it's going to keep going all night. So we're probably going to get canceled, but they haven't called it off yet officially.
Somebody in chat said, I feel like we won't see a third party takeover because we missed that boat with Ross Perot. That's accurate.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
I mean, aside from George Washington himself, Ross Perot is the only independent who had a shot at winning the presidency. and he blew it by dropping out, then re-entering the race. If he didn't drop out, I genuinely think he would have won. But
Oh, definitely. He was leading in polls, too.
Yeah. Not to mention, it's not like states like Texas definitely would have gone for Perot.
Oh yeah, definitely. Perot actually did very well in the more rural, like the counties in Texas that when you look at a map are like 90% Republican. Ross Perot actually did very well over in that part of the state.
Yeah, yeah.
Buckeye, have you ever played Retro Bowl? I have actually. I have played on my my iPad for school. Have it downloaded. Spanish class. Got to whip out some Retro Bowl and play it.
Oh,
I'm all right at it. I'm like in year 28. I have like 15 Retro Bowl wins. It gets boring after a while, but when you're just in class, it's honestly a fun game to play.
that's cool that you guys get iPads. My school gets Chromebooks that don't work.
Yeah, I had Chromebooks in my old school, and then this new one we use iPads now. But you can buy, but they give you this like attachment that makes like a computer. It's really weird, but I don't know. It's cheaper, I guess.
Yeah.
Thoughts on social Darwinism? It has its advantages. I definitely agree with some aspects, as in like the strong should lead. I'm assuming that's what you mean. But I don't completely support it, but I do agree we should have some sort of social Darwinism, because if we have weak people leading everything, then society's going to go to hell in a handbasket, which in many ways it already has. So I do agree with some aspects of social Darwinism, but not everything. What was that?
We should bring Teddy Roosevelt back from the dead.
Definitely. That'd be so based.
Okay. Social Darwinism. I mean, yeah, let the fittest survive. Let all the weaklings die off.
I agree with some of it, but not all of it.
Yeah.
I agree with the core principle of it, and the strong should lead, but I don't agree with some of the more in-depth principles of it, such as like we should kill off the weak and keep them down. Or more, I agree with the majority of it.
Yeah. Should I say anything else? Because wait, does it automatically update the box that appears? Because I don't have YouTube pulled up. I mean, I probably could pull it up, but
What was that?
what else is chat saying? I can't see.
Oh, let's see. Doingus says, why the hell is everyone just recently obsessing over Perot? I don't know. I've been a big Perot fan for a while now. When I first got into politics, I really liked him, and that was like 2-3 years ago. Even when I was a Green Party Tulsi Gabbard fan, I still liked Perot, and even now that I'm a pretty conservative right-wing populist, I still like Perot. So I don't know. There's something about him. He appeals to everyone. I don't agree with him on a lot of social issues now, because especially his abortion stance, that was really cringe. But overall, I agree with a lot of what he has to say.
Imagine a Pat Buchanan and Ross Perot ticket.
I would honestly support that.
Yeah.
Like, even against Trump, that'd be a tough choice, but probably I would support Buchanan and Perot over Trump.
I mean, imagine Pat Buchanan and Ron Paul.
That'd be an interesting ticket, but I would probably support that over Trump too.
Yeah. Like the libertarians and the more conservatives.
That would be like my dream ticket, honestly. But
yeah, but one of them's actually no, neither of them are dead, but they're both in their 80s.
Perot died.
But Ross Perot's dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my bad. I thought we were still talking about.
Which is sad because Ross.
Yeah, I know. He died like only like I think 2 years. I think in 2019.
Well, that's almost 3 years ago now.
Wow, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because I remember in like 2020 when I was like getting deep in depth with the 2020 election, I looked it up and I was like, oh wow, he died less than a year ago, and then it still feels like 2020 still feels like yesterday. So yeah, I keep thinking, oh, it was just like a year ago, but wow, it's really 2022. That's a reality check.
Do you remember? Well, actually, no. I don't know why I said do you remember, but do you want to know a fun fact?
Yeah, sure.
My little sister starts kindergarten this year. She was born
Really? She was born when?
in 2017.
Bro, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's crazy.
that. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Dang, 2017 feels like yesterday too. I don't know.
Yeah, it does, but 2019 feels a lot closer than 2017.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's because it was a whole 2 years later, but I don't know.
I know this isn't related really, but thoughts on Aaron O'Toole getting ousted from Conservative Party in Canada?
Good.
I support that. I don't like Aaron O'Toole. He's just a liberal, but he has a conservative. He's literally just like he's pretty much like Joe Biden, honestly, because the Conservative Party of Canada is so scuffed. His politics are probably closer to Joe Biden than even like I don't know, like Trump obviously, but even some like more moderate Republicans. He's just a liberal who runs with the Conservative Party.
I would vote for Cheney or Kinzinger over O'Toole.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Aaron O'Toole. I have this strange theory that if the Conservative Party were to run as the most conservative option possible, that they would win. I don't know why I think like that, but I don't know. Maybe the next party leader should try it, see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, no, I think if you actually take the amount of votes the People's Party of Canada got and you added it to the Conservative Party, I think they might have won in 2021. I don't know that for a fact, but I think I read that somewhere. That because it's the People Parties of Canada did pretty well in 2021. They didn't pick up any seats, but they actually got really well in terms of percent of the vote.
Yeah.
Buchanan would run with Trump over Perot. Yeah, I mean, probably, but because wasn't Buchanan and Perot, they were kind of fighting over the direction of the Reform Party, I believe. So I don't think they were too. I think at first they were actually pretty good friends, but later on, I think they kind of had a rivalry.
You should bring America First Mapping up here.
I should actually. AFM, do you want to come on? I'll send you the link.
Oh, by the way, do you believe Perot hurt Bush's real? Yes.
Definitely. Oh yeah.
Not really a question for me. You look at the states Perot did best in; they were red states at the time, and yeah, definitely that. I mean, I don't think necessarily that that Bush would have won re-election without Perot, but it certainly would have been a lot closer than it was.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Perot affected Bush's more than he did
Clinton.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not really close to the amount of vote splitting he did. I can't think of a candidate that did more vote splitting than he did. Maybe Robert Sarvis running in Virginia a few years ago, which cost us both the governorship and the Senate seat in Virginia within a year of each other. Hate that guy.
AFM, let's go.
Hello, is this working?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yes.
If you want to spice up the stream, host an open debate stream / Q&A thing. That's kind of what we're doing at this point. If chat keeps giving us stuff, and now that we have AFM on, we can just answer questions from chat, and we can hear.
I'm only gonna be on for like 20 minutes.
All right, yeah. This isn't gonna be a long stream anyway. Probably like half hour.
Wait, what happened to the socialist interview?
No show.
Oh, did you not hear the story? Okay, I'll tell it again. I think I've already told it a few times, but at 4:25, I sent him the link because I just wanted to get him on and just talk to him, like, you know, kind of tell him what we're gonna do. And he read it, and he never joined. He left me on red, and it's even now he still hasn't replied. And he still hasn't joined. And then we started late because Jordan had to charge his phone and do some technical stuff.
Also, I think he's not a socialist because you told me his belief. He's not.
I don't. His beliefs are so weird. I don't know. He was libertarian Zoomer. Met him on a Discord server apparently.
You're not.
They had a huge debate. They had a huge debate like a month ago, and then now they've been good friends, I guess. And
he's like a weird ideology. It's not even like a preset.
He's no. I've like kind of messaged him, and he's like socially very far left. Like he Like it seems that way, but he's also pretty. So he's also kind of. I mean, not socially. He's fiscally pretty far left, but then socially at least, he doesn't. He seems pretty conservative. He's anti-feminist. I think
That
he's
seems like
anti-gay.
where the Bull Moose Project wants the Republicans to be, and I think it's
Yeah,
super cringe.
but I mean, when I say socially conservative, I don't mean he's like super far right. I'd say he's like socially center right.
No,
Like
no, I see people saying that we need to be socially center right and economically far left to win elections, which is just stupid.
I disagree with that mostly.
Wait, is this Holly poster on? Who's this?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know why people don't know that he's the co-host of the thing. Someone thought he was the
No,
socialist.
I didn't know if he was someone else. I didn't recognize his
Oh.
voice at first.
I don't have my
Yeah.
PSP. I should probably turn it on, but I don't know how from this point. Oh well.
Well, everyone knows yesterday my legendary video. So yes, John Bel Edwards was involved in a big sandal.
Yeah.
Yes, we all know about it.
I'm gonna
That was
write
a big
As-
scandal.
As BT2 explain he was very obsessed with this big sandal. He kept on retweeting it like 32
Bro, I
trillion
love how
times.
you thought. I love how we literally told you that it was messed up, and you changed it to major because you thought we were upset with. We put major instead of large.
Yes, I didn't read it right. Okay, it wasn't read right.
Well, I just made this cool little thing. Was written for the Socialist No Show. Yeah, I just wrote that for him. You know, just
Who do you guys support in the Texas governor primary?
Huffines.
Huffines, yeah.
Controversial, but I support Abbott. Still.
I don't know. I don't mind. I don't hate Abbott. I would just prefer someone better. Honestly, like I see a lot of people saying how much they despise Abbott and how like it's their biggest priority to get like
No,
someone
he's
else
a
in there.
rhino neocon who's trying to who supports a BLM according to
Yeah.
the Red Eagle comment section.
Yeah, I don't despise Abbott. I would just
Also,
prefer
it's-
someone better.
Also, it's
But I
clear he's
also
popular with
understand.
Texans. Even Red Eagle couldn't cover for him. Like when he was interviewing all those people, everyone
Yeah.
said Abbott. And he's like the one who's like, oh, Abbott's super unpopular with the Republican base in Texas. Even he can't cover it up. I don't know. Red Eagle's been posting quite a few L's recently, but he's okay still. I'm not like the people on. Also, what is your guys' thoughts on Tuberville football team? Is that what his name is?
I mean,
Yeah.
he's chill. I mean, I don't agree with him on everything, but he seems cool.
Yeah, I've talked to him a few times. He seems nice, honestly, and I think he has the best interests of the movement in mind. I just don't think that I just don't agree with him, but I do think he's a good guy, and
I think Basement Caucus L's is just milking him too much.
yeah. Basement Caucus Ellis is the Yankee.
I know he's based. I've followed him since I've known the Yankee perspective since he had like less than 200 subs. Now he's got
Yeah.
over 1,000.
He has really good videos. I like him.
Mm-hmm. He should have way more subs.
Yeah. Also, I just want to bring up with the Abbott thing. Like you said, Buckeye, there's a lot of people saying that it's the most important thing to get Abbott out of office. But if we're talking about primarying a Republican governor, we both know who's more important in terms of a primary.
DeWine.
Yeah.
Who else?
It's DeWine, but I don't see Trump endorsing anybody to run against him.
And even Kay Ivey is more important. Honestly,
What's
I'm
the
gonna
deal
say
with Kay
this.
Ivey? I've read about her. She doesn't seem too bad, honestly. She's
pro-vaccine.
she's an establishment Republican, but I don't see the big issue with
She's
her.
like
I think
pro-vaccine mandates.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but it's also Alabama.
Yeah, why would you want to be pro-vaccine mandate in Alabama?
Well, exactly. That's why I'm saying like it doesn't make sense to me.
I still think it's more important to primary DeWine over.
Okay, I will say this: Brian Kemp doesn't really need to be primary.
Not really, but I would still prefer David.
People are just like, oh, he didn't agree with the election process, guys. He didn't want to throw away the Georgia votes. He has to go, guys.
I still don't like Brian Kemp that much, but I do agree he's not as bad as people make him out to be.
His ads are cringy. I get it.
Jake.
I get how cringe those ads were, but still, he's actually semi-solid. Also, yeah, we may be getting a 29th governor seat if John Bel Edwards steps down, because it's looking like he might.
What do you think the chances are of him stepping down?
I don't know. I think he's hoping right now the scandal will blow over, but I don't think the Louisiana State Senate. Republicans have a supermajority, so they could impeach him.
I mean, I don't get what's happening. Can somebody explain that scandal to me? Because I heard
No,
about it.
so basically what happened was in 2019 there was a video that there was a report that the state police had like killed an African American, but it wasn't just for like a speeding. It was like something super mild, and it was like a huge murder and stuff, and he covered it up so he could win re-election.
Like it was an actual case of police brutality.
Yeah, not like guy pulls out a gun and the cop defends him. No, it was like an actual case.
Yeah, that's a no-no. AFM, do you have any songs you want me to learn on guitar? Because I'll do it right here and right now.
This song is not a guitar song, but that's life.
What?
What do you say?
What? Can you repeat what you said?
That's life.
That's life. That's a song.
You don't know that?
I listen to 80s metal mainly.
You cringe.
Bro, do not diss the 80s metal or 80s rock. That's like my go-to genre.
No, I like it, but still, you can't disrespect Frank Sinatra.
Very true, very true.
No.
Bro, my music taste is so messed up. Like my Spotify playlist, you have everything from like freaking war songs from the Civil War, like military marches, to like modern day like new era rock, I guess. I don't know the proper
No,
term.
to right?
No.
Yes. Stuff like that. And then you have like Union Dixie marching through Georgia, and then you have like modern stuff like if you a bunch of random songs from like the modern era, and then everything in between. Like my playlist and Spotify like songs is so messed up.
Buckeye.
I haven't used Spotify in a while. I just listen to music on YouTube, to be honest.
You listen. Do you know who Iron Maiden is?
I've heard of them and I know a few of their songs, but I'm not like a big fan of them. I like AC/DC, Metallica.
U2 is pretty good.
Yeah, I like U2 a lot.
No.
No, but dude, you have to start ending your streams with playing That's Life. That's the best way to end a stream. Buckeye.
Yeah.
True. Oh, I know AC/DC. AC/DC, Angus Young got me into playing guitar, so I know a ton of AC/DC songs.
Bass? What's your favorite AC/DC song?
No, I messed it up. That was Dirty Deeds Under Cheap, but it's hold on. I'm gonna tune it up because that way you can actually understand what song it is.
Yeah, I can kind of make it out, but I also kind of can.
Also, I'm completely bored, so I'm going to talk about my favorite subject ever, which is Illinois governor race. Yo, is anyone hearing this?
Yeah, we hear you. We're just too excited to hear about this incredible race, so we're just anticipating.
No, I'm just bored, so I want to talk about it, and there's nothing else to talk about, really. Also, what are your guys' thoughts on the Supreme Court or whatever?
I think we talked
Even
about
though
that.
Yeah, we already made it. We already talked about that.
what is there to talk about?
I don't know. I like to taking questions from chat. So chat,
No,
you guys,
in
you're
breaking news
slacking.
though,
No one said
Nikki
anything in like
Haley.
5
No,
minutes.
listen, Richard Smith now supports Herschel Walker because Nikki Haley endorsed him, even though she called him a Nikki Haley hater a while ago.
Oh, Richard Smith should be banned from breathing the same oxygen we
No,
do.
he's a meme. You guys don't realize he's a troll, basically.
Yeah, I know, but
He's probably like a paleocon who's just like 10. No, he's probably just like a 10-year-old paleocon.
according to his bio, he's 28, and if he's 28 talking like that, he needs to get life.
Has Zoomer changed his opinion officially? Not really. I really haven't talked to him since the debate. I think he's just coping at this point. I don't know.
Libertarian Zoomer. He had a furry PFP, didn't he, before?
He did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, he had his political compass coordinates in his bio.
Is a what?
His political compass coordinates in his bio.
Oh God.
That's the one community that needs to go outside more than election Twitter. The political compass community.
I used to be in the political compass community.
Like the people who
honestly.
still watch J-Reg's videos.
I never watched J-Reg, but
I feel like Gen Z probably watches J-Reg.
I don't even remember who he is.
He's the guy who just makes all those political compass videos just for people who need to go outside more than election Twitter. Also, if I cannot correctly position Mark Kirk on the political compass, it's a bad tool.
I would put him in off-based. What is off-based, you may ask? It's authoritarian and base combined.
wow.
Is there a based compass? I gotta make that. I'm gonna make it a based
There is a
compass.
there's a based like
Fringe test on 8 values, based off of 8 values.
No, the 8 values tests. Those are just like, yo guys, you want to see my 8 values test, guys?
8 values, I believe, is significantly better than the political compass.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think 8 values, the people who own it lean right.
Yeah, I do too. But I, generally speaking, think it's...
Well, the political compass, the owners lean left. No, but my favorite thing about the 8 values, though, is when you get fascism, they don't talk about, they just act like it's a normal ideology.
Well, it is for some people, so...
Very true. We have a lot of things in chat.
Did you see a Doingus's prank call?
Yo, Doingus, if you're still in chat, that is the greatest your prank call video. That is the funniest
No,
thing
he's
I've seen in
doing.
a long
No,
time.
he's
I
doing.
was laughing my
He's
ass
doing
off that
another
whole
one, but
video.
he's using Genzi's actual email, so Genzi's
Please,
could
dude,
get
that
his
was the
ad.
funniest shit I've seen in a long
No,
time. I was
because he
laughing
used
my ass
Braxton
off.
Foley. He used Braxton Foley at
I died
gmail.com, but
when you
that's
said that.
no, but that's not Genzi's email. So I gave him his real name email. Genzi's email is Braxton the Beast, and no, I'm not doxing him. He made that public. That was literally in his channel description.
Yeah, I know.
Up until recently. So yeah, it might still be there. I'm not
I
gonna
think
check.
it is.
Somebody
Yeah.
just asked, do you think the Utah Senate race will be close? I just have to say, I'm assuming Egg McMuffin versus Mike Lee, and I really don't think McMuffin's going to do.
Nobody's gonna vote for Evan McMuffin besides Democrats.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Dems are going to endorse him, but it doesn't mean much because...
It was like when that Lincoln Project guy said he would run third party in 2024 and take away the Trump vote, when he would only take away Democrat votes.
Yeah. I cannot name one Republican that supports the Lincoln Project. Like, even Kinzinger.
They just need to stop pretending to be Republicans.
Do you guys remember that
Clear.
thing?
Why did they donate so much to Susan Collins when she's like when she's a relatively anti-Trump senator? Why would they do that if they're so-called anti-Trump Republicans? They're Democrats. That's what they are.
What do you think about AFM's speech impediment?
Yes, we all know about it.
Is it I thought you said it was an accent.
Yeah, it is more of an accent, but I just go along with it being a speech impediment.
Honest, I didn't even really notice it.
No,
Oh.
yeah, I really didn't notice it either until I think Gomez pointed. It was
Well,
PG.
Gomez just ran out of ideas to like debate me, so we just started using that as like an attack thing.
I don't know if
Oh.
it was Gomez or PG, but on one of your live streams, you were like getting really
No, it was
upset.
Doingus.
No, this was like back in May. This is before we even knew Doingus.
Oh,
Yeah,
somebody.
it was probably Gomez. Yeah, it was Gomez.
Yeah, and he was just mocking you.
Well,
Yeah.
asked Pennsylvania primary. Which primary, senator or governor? Because for governor, I really think Barletta's going to win it. He has most name recognition.
Dr. Oz probably still has the upper hand.
Yeah, Dr. Oz should win, honestly, in the Senate primary.
Dr. Oz.
Has the most name recognition. I mean, people are like, "Oh my God, he's not from Pennsylvania." Do you think anybody?
Okay, but the biggest news though was the Calvin Coolidge project said he would support Oz over McCormick,
Yeah.
and he was like what it used to be super anti-Oz. So,
Oh well.
and the Calvin Coolidge project endorsement's the only endorsement that matters for races, as we know.
Yeah. Oh, whenever I think of the name McCormick, I think about the spice company, like cinnamon. So whenever I think of that name, I just envision a container of cinnamon.
McCormick.
Yeah. McCormick's cinnamon. You know what? I'm gonna change my Twitter name to that. I'm gonna change it to McCormick Cinnamon Enjoyer, or something like that.
Did you see LTE has Pennsylvania blue now, but his Republicans gaining like Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia?
Yeah, like.
Also,
he's a
his governor,
dumbass. I don't-
he had Kansas's Till Dahl in the governor race.
Yeah, I don't know what people think is so good about Laura Kelly. The only reason she won was because, for one, it was a D wave. Two,
And it was a split vote. She
It was
didn't
a
even. She
third
got
party
like
vote.
yeah,
she got like 48%.
it's a Woodrow Wilson. Oh, did you guys know today that it's the anniversary of Woodrow Wilson's death?
Press S to spit.
Good.
He ever did. Bar
How
none.
come everyone hates him?
'Cause he was gay.
Perfectly racist. He's responsible for like 99% of the problems we have today. Like, you know how American like democracy building, that was his idea. He's the reason we
The
have.
best Democrat president of the 20th century was Harry Truman.
I tend to agree with that, more or less.
Why is all these conservatives liking Bill Clinton all of a sudden? Just
I don't
because he did some.
Is
No,
it-
he did some. He just did some tax cuts after Republicans took control of Congress. He didn't want to do them. He just did it because that was basically the only thing he could do. Okay, I'm gonna head out. So, everyone go subscribe to America First Mapping. If you don't, you are probably a rhino neocon who needs to be primaried.
Very true, very true. His link to his channel will be in the description for you watching.
Yes. Be sure to just search up America First Mapping on the Google search tab. We have very legendary videos such as John Bell Edwards may resign due to too large sandal, and several others. So thank you guys. Well, thank you guys for watching Buckeye Politics. If you don't like Buckeye, go. If you don't like Buckeye, unsubscribe, leave a dislike, and send him some death threats. So yeah, thank you guys.
See the dislike ratio, so.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Bring back the dislike ratio. I want the Purple Predictor War to come back. Oh, Holly Poster.
I want to
Holly
say.
Poster doesn't know what that is.
Oh God, Purple Predict. Oh my God, that guy. He had.
No way he knows about this.
Wait, how do you know about this?
How do you know about this? This was like June on YouTube. Like not even on Twitter.
Because in August, one time I got bored, so I searched up election night videos. I know I'm weird. And I saw his video recommended, and I watched it, and I think I actually developed brain cancer from that. And
Wait, you're thinking of the predictor of elections? Is that who you're thinking of?
No, I'm thinking about the Purple Predictions guy.
No, because let's just say I had one called the predictor of elections. It was my alt, and I made an election night. It was Joe Biden versus Tim Scott.
God.
But it was like super bad quality. And I didn't even fill in all the states. For example, I gave like Tim Scott, I said the South. I didn't make like individual states. I just said the South, and I didn't even put in every state. Yeah, I gotta get going. So
Alright, see ya, fam. Thanks for coming on.
unsubscribe from Buckeye, leave a dislike, and be sure to go make some death threats in the comments.
Yeah, I would appreciate that, actually. I want to know what it's like to be hated. Thoughts on the Arizona Senate race? Blake Masters all the way. I'm actually making a video on why you should support Blake Masters. It's going to be epic. He might, hopefully, I don't want to say too much, but he might even make an appearance in that video, or I might get, I might get a little interview with him beforehand, just so he can put his thoughts in. He's not like going to be live or anything, but he may possibly have some input on that video. So I'm actually very excited about that because I've talked to him about that video, so I'm very excited for that. But so yeah, Arizona Senate race, Blake Masters all the way.
Yeah. Also, I just have to say about Purple political analysis, whatever his name was, Purple. I'm just gonna call him Purple. I subbed to his channel and put on notifications just to see another map of his. Then I remember one time I was getting ready for something. I don't want to say school because it was definitely still the summer. I think I was just getting ready. And I put on one of his new videos that just came out that day, and it was like Senate prediction, and it was Democrats holding on like 53-47 or something.
Bro.
In the presidency, this was in August. This was post Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And for another one, he had Biden winning in 24 against DeSantis. It was
nah.
All right. But yeah, that guy's really special. I say that in the worst possible connotation.
Yeah, definitely. We have a lot of chat we got to catch up on, actually.
All right.
Let's see. Adam Kinzinger endorsed McMuffin. Did he really? Did not know that.
I mean, that's not surprising.
Yeah. Dr. Oz is terrible on abortion. I don't know his stance on abortion, actually.
Well,
let's look.
Formerly, he was pretty bad on it.
Well, yeah. Well, Dr. Oz was like kind of like Trump. He's more of a neoliberal who just is becoming more conservative.
Yeah.
Honestly, if an individual candidate isn't good on abortion, but the party as a whole is still very much pro-life, I wouldn't mind that. I'd obviously not fully support them, but I highly doubt, especially someone like Dr. Oz who or like Trump even. I mean, we've seen how the Republican Party, as long as the base is still pro-life. Almost said pro-abortion. As long as the base of the party is still pro-life, we can keep some of the pro-choice members of the party in check. So it's not a complete turnoff for me, but that's like the one thing I probably would disagree with Dr. Oz. And I mean, Trump is pro-choice anyway, so like, I don't agree. I don't completely agree. People like Red Eagle or other people in like kind of the more conservative part of on Twitter and YouTube. I don't always understand when they say someone's not good in abortion, because I mean Trump was pro-life, pro-choice. So thoughts on Calvin Coolidge?
Solid president, I'd say for the time. Had he run for re-election in 2020 or 1924, no, he ran for 1920. If he ran again in 1928. I don't really think the Great Depression would have happened, but if it did, God knows what would have followed in 1932.
Yeah, I like Calvin Coolidge a lot. I don't know much to say about him. I don't know. He was a pretty good president. The economy did well under him, and Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna record prank calls and online trolling stuff in between editing more serious videos. All right, based. Fair enough.
That sounds fun.
Let me on so I can insult his impediment while he isn't there to defend
God.
himself.
God.
Who is that unbiased predictions guy who begs people to get the vaccine at the start of every video? I don't know who you're talking about.
Wait, is he talking about UEP? Unbiased election predictions?
Oh, yeah, him.
Wait, hold on. I need to check this.
I know he did. I know he had a video about getting vaccinated, but I don't know if he all of them are.
Let me. Unbiased predictions. Oh, by the way, he had like a Democrat holding the Senate. He had Dems holding the Senate for 2022 if Roe v. Wade gets overturned, which is not realistic, but oh well. Who am I to judge handicapped people? You know?
Yeah. Well, they deserve respect.
Yeah. John Doyle is going live with slightly offensive.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. I just got the notification. I think I have notifications for him set up.
On John Doyle's channel or in Slightly Offensive?
It's on Instagram.
Oh.
So if it's let me see. Oh, they're in the car together. Oh God, John Doyle's driving. They're gonna die. I didn't realize John Doyle was old enough to drive. I thought he just came out of the womb. I can't tell if John Doyle looks really old or really young sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I think he said he's like 21, I think.
That's I feel like Nick is so much older
on an
than
episode
him.
of Slightly Offensive, I think he said he was 21, but who is your favorite election prediction?
Who is my favorite election prediction? Whichever election prediction has ours winning by 50 on the national ballot.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Anyone who agrees with my worldview and has the Republican Party absolutely dominating automatically becomes my favorite election channel.
But realistically, I have to say, Real American. He's probably my favorite. You know,
I like Real American. Yeah,
it was Red Eagle who got me into this stuff, but he's become an elitist. I mean, do you remember that diss track he released after everybody made fun of his press release?
Yeah. I don't think I wouldn't call him an elitist. I just think he's insecure, honestly.
Oh, yeah. An elitist on election Twitter. That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Red
He's
Eagle.
probably next in line to become president of it.
Yeah, Red Eagle kind of got me into politics, honestly. I tend to agree with that. I mean, I was into politics for a little while before I found Red Eagle, but he kind of got me more into the election side of it. Like, I was always into politics, but I wasn't really into elections. It was Red Eagle who got me into elections. And then, yeah. So I have a special place in my heart for Red Eagle, but he's kind of got, honestly, his predictions are fire. His predictions are solid. It's just his optics the last few months have just been really shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on Sam Hyde?
I exercise my right to plead the Fifth Amendment.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna skip over this nice question to the next one. Opinions on Ben elections forecasting. He is a libertarian, quite small too. He's my favorite. I like Ben's election forecasting. I know who you're talking about. I've talked to him a few times. He's a nice guy, and I agree with a lot of his predictions. When I was still a libertarian, I agreed a lot on what he had to say. So yeah, I really like him. He doesn't have as big of a channel. He doesn't have nearly big as an audience as he deserves, but I do like him a lot.
I wish I could siphon subscribers from CNN's YouTube channel and the White House's YouTube channel and give them to all my friends.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't do that, but CNN's going down within the next year or so.
Yeah, CNN is just imploding on itself.
Funny.
I got into politics with the Trump's 2016 campaign. I missed 2016 so much. Oh yeah, definitely. I was still a little too young to understand politics in 2016.
Yeah,
All
same.
I really remember about 2016 was I knew my parents supported Trump, and I knew my pretty much my entire school supported Trump. And all I remember a few things about 2016. One of the first thing is that school we had an election, and I remember voting for Trump in
Oh,
the
yeah.
school election. And then they had like all the smart boards. They had like they had like the election night coverage for the school on the smart boards. And I remember when Trump won, everyone went nuts and
I
like
had that
cheered and
too.
stuff.
No, except my school, Clinton won mainly because it's a public school and everybody's parents supported Clinton and all the
Oh,
teachers supported Clinton. So it was like impressed, like even me too.
yeah.
I mean, I was 9 years old. What was I supposed to do? I mean, I had no real opinions. I was just listening to whatever anybody around me said, and that was
Yeah,
Clinton.
yeah, that's how I was.
Aside from my
Except
grandpa,
mine
who
was
voted for
Trump.
Gary Johnson in 2016.
What was that?
Aside from my grandpa, who voted for Gary Johnson.
Oh, yeah. I'm the exact opposite. In 2016, everyone around me supported Trump. Kind of begrudgingly. I'm from more of a BoomerCon area. Well, where I'm from is really weird because it's a mix of like BoomerCons and new white working class like national
Well,
populace.
I'm
It's
from
really weird.
you know Youngstown, of course, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm from a little town out of Youngstown, and Tito Brown. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ever since the '60s, there's really, I mean, Youngstown's been a majority Democratic city.
Mm,
The people are mainly drug addicts.
yeah.
The houses are all run down. So that has a big impact, economic factors. But yeah,
Yeah.
I remember the 2016 election. Well, I have a very little memory of it. I remember sitting with my grandpa because it was right after Halloween, so I was eating my Halloween candy, sitting with my grandpa. I was young at the time. I was still obsessed with Pokemon, so
I
I was
love
sitting there.
Pokemon so much.
Yeah, man, that was awesome. And I remember sitting there. I don't remember what. I know the news was on, and I know they were going over results, but I remember it still being daylight out, so it was definitely before polls closed.
Yeah.
And then I remember going to bed that night because I was young. I wasn't going to stay up for an election. Who cares about those? It's not like it'll have a massive impact on me in a
Yeah.
few years or anything like that. Um. So I went to bed, and I remember waking up in the morning to get ready for school, and I checked my tablet at the time, and I saw on YouTube one of the first things I saw was Trump congratulates Clinton on a good campaign, and Clinton. Wait, I think the title was Clinton concedes to Trump, and I was like, "What does concede mean?" And I watched the video, and Trump's like, "I congratulate Hillary on a good campaign, but we won it today," and I remember being in absolute shock. Even me then understood that was supposed to be impossible.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
like I said, I remember the school election, and I remember everyone cheering when Trump won the school election. I think it was a landslide too. They didn't have the actual vote count, but everyone in my class supported Trump. And then the next day, I remember playing Pokemon on my 3DS. So similar story to yours. Pretty much
Mhm.
the whole day because I didn't really care. It was election because we got the day off for election day because my school was like a polling place.
Mhm.
And then that night, I remember Kentucky and Indiana being called for Trump, and my dad and mom like eagerly watching. But I didn't really care. I think I went to bed like really early, and I just played Pokemon on my 3DS all night, or not all night, but like that evening while my parents are like eagerly watching the race because my parents hated Clinton for some reason. I mean, I don't know why I say for some reason everyone hated Clinton, but my parents especially. Like it was 2016 that made my parents go from just kind of being center right, just generic suburbanites to being full on red pilled, pretty far right. Honestly, Trump
Yeah.
had a lot to do with that, and Yeah, I remember Indiana and Kentucky getting called, and I remember thinking, "Oh, Trump's gonna win," because like he was winning in the electoral vote count, like 11-3, or like
Yeah.
18-3, and I was like, "Oh, Trump won," and I didn't even really think about it. And then the next day, I remember how the excitement in my dad's voice the next morning when he told me that Trump won. I still remember that. I don't know, like I was too young to really understand, but like for some reason, Trump just him winning just got my dad so happy, and I still remember that to this day.
Yeah. Also, what was I gonna say? Um, yeah, nobody was expecting that win. Nobody. Actually, I have to ask? What's your? Okay, I remember what I was gonna say now. So I saw this post from this guy on Instagram. He's like one of those. It's the end of times. The Earth is actually flat and domed in. They're using chemtrails. He's one of those types, and
Oh yeah.
he posted on his Instagram story. Uh, po- uh, he shared an Instagram post, and it was all the elections are rigged. See these vote results, and it was like 306 to 232 for
Yeah.
Trump, then 306 to 232 for Biden. And I was like, this isn't. No, doesn't have anything to do with the end of times. It just has to do with the fact that we're cursed forever to have 306 to 232.
Very true. Yeah.
Anytime the clock strikes 232 or 306, I get PTSD.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird how that happened twice in
Yeah.
a row with such the same circumstances.
Although technically speaking, it was 304 to 227 in 2016 because there's a lot of faithless electors.
Yeah.
The official results had it 306 to 232.
Yeah. I stayed up till Trump won in 2016. Man, I wish I was old enough to understand politics in
I do.
2016.
I remember election night 2020. I was like, okay, I'm going to stay up all night. Then I got partly through it. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of getting tired. Then I was like, okay, I'll just lay in my bed and watch it. And I was watching.
I did stay up all night in 2020.
I wish I did, but to be honest,
I sat in my living room with my MAGA hat with my parents, and I watched the results till around midnight. And both my parents went to bed, and then they told me to go upstairs. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll be upstairs in a bit." And I stayed up all night watching with that. And I had my phone. I had Fox News, the Fox News coverage on the TV. I had Red Eagle Stream on like my like Chromebook my school Chromebook at the time, and on my phone I had this New York Times results, and I was like full on looking at the results. I went all in too, and I remember the next morning my parents got up, and I told them I got up early. I didn't tell them I stayed up all night, but I told them I got up early to see what happened. And I seriously that morning when I went to school, I seriously thought Trump was going to win. I remember he was still up. He was still up. He was winning in the total electoral vote count, and he was still up in Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Michigan.
Mhm.
And I
I
remember being
remember that
so
too.
confident.
I remember I was talking to one of my friends in history after the election night, and I was sitting there. We were looking at the results in Michigan, and we were like, "Okay, no, Trump's got this." And I remember the exact moment when he told me that Biden had taken the lead in Michigan. I saw the color drain from his face.
Yeah.
I saw the life leave his body. He had an out of body experience at that moment, as did I. He made a
Yeah.
guess. He was so visibly angry that the teacher even asked him what was wrong. Like, I
Yeah.
remember
That
being like, "Oh no, there's like no votes left. This is
I
not good."
remember, yeah, I remember Wisconsin out of everything because when Wisconsin was actually called for Biden because of my last period class at that time, there were all these girls who were like full on they were like emo girls who were full on like Bernie bro Biden supporters, and I
Mhm.
argued with them every day up until that election because the last period was pretty much a free period. It was like coding or something, I don't know, some random tech class that no one did anything, and so I would just argued politics with them the whole time. And I remember I just walked into that class, and at this point I was kind of shaken because I think Biden had pulled ahead in a few states, but I think none of them were called yet. And I remember I walked in, and they were just screaming about how Wisconsin got called for Biden. I remember just swearing under my breath, and just that last period sucked so bad because I just had these four emo girls just saying, "Oh my gosh, Trump won. I mean, Biden won Wisconsin." They were just making fun of me, And it was kind of cringe. It was very cringy looking back at it, but I remember just being destroyed on the inside.
I
Because
remember.
I love debating them because they didn't know anything about politics. They were just like, Trump's a racist and I'm a racist. They called me a white supremacist, I think, up every day. But
I
yeah.
remember when the election got called, I was camping that weekend, and
Oh,
I remember being like, nah, 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 nah. And I was
yeah.
like, I for real went through the 5 stages of grief.
Oh, yeah. What made it worse was the election was actually called on my birthday.
Oh,
November 7th, 2020 will go down in history as the worst birthday of all time
oh
for
God.
me. Yeah, it was my dad and I were doing like work around the house because we had to like, I don't know, rake leaves and get everything ready for winter because winter was starting to come. So we were just like, I don't know, boarding stuff up and raking leaves and just doing yard work and stuff. And I remember it was my birthday and I was just like, I remember I woke up and I looked at the results and I said, I think I even prayed. I said, God, please don't like Biden win on my birthday. And then later that day, like I think 2 o'clock, I get a text from my one base conservative friend and he's like, yo, Max, oh shit, whoops. He
I
said,
already knew your name. I think somebody told it to me once.
yeah. Didn't mean to reveal that on live stream to everyone. I just remember this so well. But yeah, he said that Biden just won, and I was like, I was so sad the rest of my birthday. I don't even think I enjoyed the celebration. I was just
Sitting there while everybody's cheering around you while you're completely depressed.
yeah, I was like that. I mean, I think I did a decent job of hiding it, but I was just so sad.
Yeah, well, I mean, look on the bright side. If Trump won in 2020, the Senate would be like 56 to 44 Democrat.
That's true. Yeah.
And to be honest, I'd much rather have strong majorities in the House and Senate than I would the presidency.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of hoping that 2026 just completely defies all midterm standards and is like R plus 50.
That would be awesome, honestly. 2026, yeah.
I mean, the Senate in 2022 is officially like, or I think it was AFM. Yeah, it was AFM who brought it up. He was like, this is the last year Democrats are going to hold the Senate for a long time. And he made a good point about it. Because, yeah, we're going to make some strong pickups this year. It's going to be like 53-47. But then in 2024, you have Manchin, you have John Tester, you have Sherrod Brown, Stabenow to a much lesser extent. Same with Bob Casey Jr. I don't think he's as vulnerable as the others, but he certainly is fairly vulnerable. States like Arizona, where they're probably going to primary out Cinema and replace her with like a progressive, and so he wins the seat. And then you have what's her name? The other senator in Nevada, not Cortez Masto. Jackie Rosen. She's vulnerable for sure. If you honest, I think that Sam Brown guy, you know that guy who is running for Senate in Nevada against Adam Laxalt in the primary?
Yeah.
I think he'll run in 2024 because there's realistically no way he gets a nomination this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he'll run again in 2024. Then I would support him in 2024. But
definitely, yeah.
Adam Laxalt's too good to just like slip past.
Yeah, I know. I love Adam Laxalt. He's pretty based.
I just saw a post from Sherrod Brown. No, it was Tim Ryan, but it was like Sherrod Brown talking. And it's like, we're going to be the most pro-work when Tim Ryan wins this November. We're going to be the most pro-worker Senate delegation in the country. It's like, when he wins, hell will be completely frozen. You'll be able to go ice skating for free. Like, he's not winning.
Yeah.
Even if it was just
Sherrod Brown. I'm a little worried at 2024. Well, no, I'm not worried for 2024. If it was 2026, I'd be worried, but not for 2024. Yeah. Not when Trump's going to win Ohio by like 10 points. There's no way Sherrod Brown's also winning.
Yeah, being on the same, like in 2018, for one, it was a D-Wave year. Two, he wasn't on the same ballot as Trump running against a pretty uninspired candidate in
Jim Renacci is awful.
I'd still take him over DeWine.
Well, I definitely, but like, he's a career politician. He's ran for every office you can think of. He's actually he's from pretty close to where I live. He used to be my congressman, and I don't like him. I'll take him over DeWine, but I still don't.
You know what I want to happen? I want Mike Gibbon to drop the Senate race and run for governor.
I wouldn't mind that, honestly. That'd be pretty
I would
based.
like that. I mean, I wish Trump would endorse some. I wish he'd go recruiting a candidate, but he's not. Unless I also really hope he'd endorse JD Vance, and Blake
Yeah.
Masters. I mean, they both need it because
They
Josh
both
Mandel is still leading.
Yeah. Well, I made a video on that today, actually. I don't know if you watched it, but
Oh, I haven't
there's
watched
a
it
new
yet.
yeah, there's a new poll that has Josh Mandel that just so we had the one that showed Mike Gibbons up, and then there was a new one that showed Josh Mandel up by like 11 points. But that was a Josh Mandel internal. So I take that with a grain of salt. And Mike Gibbons even went in the Josh Mandel internal. He's beating every other candidate by quite a few points. So
That would be nice if we had in 2024. We have Senator Vance. Well, in 2024, say Vance wins the primary. At this point, Josh Mandel's like, screw public office. I'm done. I've run for several offices in the past, and I've lost every
yeah.
time. He's out of politics, which is a dream come true. He's just on Twitter talking about Bitcoin for eternity. Who do you think runs for the Republican nomination in 2024 if JD Vance doesn't and he wins this year?
I would say Mike Gibbons, but I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah,
I really don't know. Probably just some random state representatives and state senators. Maybe like Michael Ruley, the guy
I
on
would.
Twitter,
He's my state
state
senator.
Oh,
Yeah,
he is.
yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
I really want him to run for Congress this year. I want Bill Johnson, my rep, to retire. Well, if the map that we had passes again, or we get something similar to it, I will still end up being redrawn into the 6th district because currently I'm 13th, but with the map that they passed, I was going to be in the 6th, but I don't know now because they replaced the map. So if I'm still end up being in the 6th, I hope Bill Johnson doesn't run for re-election so he can get Congressman Michael Ruley.
That would be really awesome.
Yeah, he owns like this grocery store right next to where I live that I've been going to since I was a kid.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah. So he's a very local guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I like him a lot. I could see him having a future in Ohio politics. I think he's on the younger side too.
I think he's in his 40s.
So for politics, he's pretty young.
Yeah, I mean,
possibly Christina Hagan. I like her a lot too.
I
could
like
see
her
her maybe
too.
making a run for something for
I
a
think
higher
she is running.
office.
She is running. I think in Ohio 13 again.
Oh, she is.
I think so.
Yeah, I would. If I wouldn't mind seeing her run for higher office.
That's why I was kind of
think
disappointed when I got redrawn into the 6th district. I wanted to see some competitiveness in my district, but
Yeah, I'm in the competitive district now. If it passes, I'll be in the new 13th, which is going to be.
Yeah.
I think it's R+1. It's like Medina County where I live, and then
Mhm.
a little bit of Lorain and Cuyahoga counties.
Ooh, Cuyahoga's Cuyahoga is definitely the one making it competitive.
Yeah, because it's like Medina County and then the conservative parts of Lorain and Summit counties, and then there's just this little sliver into Cuyahoga County that the suburbs, and then I think a little bit of like the inner city Cleveland area that makes it only R+1.
Yeah, you're lucky it's even that.
Yeah.
Oh, that just reminded me. I really hope in Florida that they make Florida 14th, which is where Tampa is now. I hope they draw that into a red district. That's the only complaint I have about DeSantis' map. If you draw it a little bit more northern, like you bring in a little bit more of the north, that'll make it red. Or at least a swing district. I mean, that would get Castor out.
Which would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, even if Charlie Crist, if he loses his primary this year, imagine he runs under the Forward Party, and then he'd be the only person in American history to lose as a Republican, Independent, Democrat, and Forward Party member.
That would be crazy.
Imagine if he's a nominee for Senate in 2024.
Yeah.
I swear to God, Rick Scott's still going to find a way to lose or win by only less than a point in 2024. He's going to find a way to do that because he's never won by anything more than a point.
Yeah.
I'd
be impressed, honestly.
Yeah. He's going to run it to the point where he's like about to lose, but not really. He's going to hold on. He'll be fine, but he just wants to have his streak of never winning by over a point.
Yeah.
I mean, Charlie Chris, man, he just needs to give up.
He's just nobody likes him. Republicans don't like him. Democrats don't like him. Independents don't like him.
I mean, yeah, he just needs to quit. And then he wrote this opinion piece back like in 2010. He was going up against he was the governor at the time, and he wasn't going to run for re-election as governor. He was running for Senate, but in the primary, he had a challenge from former Speaker of the Florida House of Representatives. You guessed it, Marco Rubio. He was a Tea Party guy, and he was running against him. And then Chris wrote this opinion piece saying, quote, "I'm no rhino." You see how that changed?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He
What are your
went
thoughts on
from
Marco Rubio?
Rubio. I mean, he's a powerhouse in Florida. He's almost like Harry Reid in Nevada was, but he's never going to lose re-election. If he runs for office, he's going to win in Florida. I mean, he's not the best. I mean, he's kind of cringe a lot of times, but he's not awful either.
Yeah.
I mean, I would still vote for him over most people, but
I think Marco Rubio is the only person who is called a neocon by populists and called a populist by neocons. It's kind of impressive, if anything.
Yeah, and I mean, who would you vote for over the other? Rick Scott or Marco Rubio?
Oh, that's tough. Probably Marco Rubio, in all honesty. I don't know.
Same. I feel like I would vote for Marco Rubio mainly because Rick Scott's done such a bad job as chairman of the senatorial committee.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think Rick Scott, he's okay on policy, but in terms of what he's done in the Senate, he's been
like endorsing Murkowski.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Yeah, we're gonna endorse our incumbents, but like, is she your incumbent at that point when she's voting with Dems like half the time, voting for every Biden nominee?
Yeah.
A swing voter. I don't get what people's obsession with Manchin and cinema switching parties are. Like, they're not going to do it. I mean, maybe the independent, but they're not going to be Republicans. And if they were Republicans, it wouldn't mean much because they'd still vote with Biden most of the time.
Yeah. It would be the opposite, though, because they'd have an R next to their name or a D next to their name. So the opposite people would hate them.
Yeah. It's just like, there's no winning when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to see Charlie Crist just leave Florida and run in like Georgia. I'd love to see him move. Oh, Rick Scott will get carried by Trump, who will win Florida by 7 in 2024. Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody on it was a poll for governor and Senate in Florida this year, and somebody in the comments was like, "Florida's lost for Dems." Like,
Florida is lost. Democrats, I think they're not spending any money in Florida for 2022.
They've just given up, which, to be honest, is the wise decision. Although I wish they would spend as much money as possible there.
Yeah, I think
they runs again.
I think they should spend all their money defending Washington and Illinois, like that one ad said.
I hope they do. Yeah, Rick Scott saying, "Yeah, we're gonna make Illinois and Connecticut competitive, or Illinois and Maryland competitive." And at this point, Rick Scott has a crystal ball.
Very true. Very true.
Because if you look at the governor races in those, well, actually, senator in Maryland, because if Larry Hogan runs, he has actually a chance at winning.
Yeah, if Larry Hogan runs for Senate, I think there's of the polls that have been done for Larry Hogan running for Senate, there's been 3. There was one there was an internal by Larry Hogan's campaign that had him winning by like 15. Then there was an internal by
Von
Halen's campaign, who had Hogan losing by like 15. And then there was one independent pollster who I think had Hogan winning by like 5. So
yeah,
but that was like 2 years ago though. The independent one was 2 years ago. The other ones were like recently. So
yeah, Victor Von Doom versus that one bald guy.
Yeah.
Von Hoven, I think his name is. I think you said Van Halen.
Chris Van Halen. That'd be a nice name, honestly.
That would be. I wouldn't be surprised if he'd be a guitarist in a certain 80s metal band, but
It's Chris Van Hollen.
Van Hall. I don't care. I mean, that guy's. I don't know, but yeah, Illinois too. Tammy Duckworth. She's paralyzed, so she can't really run for office. I think. I don't know. I don't think it'd be that competitive, but Tess will lose too. What about Sherrod Brown? Well, given that both of us were from Ohio, we very avidly believe that he'll lose re-election.
Yeah, honestly, I seriously doubt. If Sherrod Brown was up in 2026, I would think he would have a chance at winning, but not in 2024.
On the same ballot as presumably Trump.
Yeah, even in the same ballot as DeSantis or any semi-populist Republican, he should have no problem. All the Republican that challenging Sherrod Brown has to do is campaign with Trump or whoever the Republican nominee is, as long as they're a populist, and they should easily beat Sherrod Brown. Probably not by the same margin as Trump's going to get, which is going to be like 10 points, but maybe like 5 points, maybe 6.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say for the Ohio Senate race in 2024, I think our current lieutenant governor, who by that point will probably be former lieutenant governor, John Husted, he's not awful. I could definitely see him running. I mean, I don't see him winning, perhaps, but I mean, I could definitely see him running.
Yeah, my dad actually knows him from college. They went to college together.
That's pretty cool.
They weren't like good friends or anything, but they know who each other are, so it's kind of cool.
That's pretty cool actually. I think he was Speaker of the Ohio House and he was Secretary of State of Ohio. Now he's Lieutenant Governor.
Will Jim Jordan ever run for a higher office in his state?
No, he's going for House leadership.
Yeah, I would not. I would like to see him in a House leadership position.
I'd like to see him Speaker or like Republican leader.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, it's kind of clear, like, him and Scott Perry are definitely going for House leadership because you can kind of tell when somebody's, like, trying to vie for the chairman of one of their main caucuses. Like, for Jim Jordan, he's a founding member of the Freedom Caucus. He was chairman of it. When you have positions like that, it's very unlikely that you're going to leave that power in the House behind to go for the Senate and start fresh over again. Yeah. Especially when the Senate or House are completely different. Like, to become the, quote, Speaker of the Senate or the President of the Senate, you have to either, A, have been in the Senate for 3 generations or have to be Vice President. Or some random junior senator that nobody cares about who gets to preside for experience purposes. In the House, it's fairly simple. You get positions on committees.
I am so sorry, guys, but as you know, in Ohio, we're in the midst of Winter Storm Landon, and I actually have to go out and help shovel with my family the driveway. Okay. Well, so we're gonna have to end it here. We want to do this again tomorrow since we're gonna have.
Sure. Same time, maybe.
Yeah, sure. I mean, whenever you want to do it.
All right, cool. Well.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for listening in, and this is episode 7 of the Rust Belt Boys.